All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It's another fantastic Monday morning here at Health Plan Markets, and we are off to a running start here. Thank you for your patience. Had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, but things seem to be working pretty well. So, as we normally start, we are here to improve the lives of our community with affordable healthcare. Thank you for being a part of that mission, and thank you for being here on this call, so you can get the most up-to-date information first and foremost. And we have a special guest for later on in the call, so hang tight. And then we've got some good information for you this morning. So as we normally start, we have to keep one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. So I'm going to jump over to the training calendar to show you what is going on this week. Now, regardless of the trainings that are going on throughout the community and online, please keep in mind that your recertifications are priority number one. And AHIP takes about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how you get through it. And then each certification on average takes about 2 hours. So just know that as you're cruising and getting ready for 2025 for Medicare. ACA is going to be a little bit easier, obviously, because there's just the one test. So really, if you're doing Medicare, you really need to be focusing on getting your recertifications done now. So with that, I'm sharing my screen, but I do want to share with you just quickly how to get to this training calendar in case you're new here or you haven't gotten to it. Remember, you have HQ, which is our all-in-one agent portal system that we have built specifically for you, and we're going to be going through this morning so you can access some of the resources available to you. But first and foremost, when you go down to learning, on the left-hand side, you're going to see HPM training, and that's our training calendar. And so all the trainings that I'm discussing here today are located right in your portal system, so you can log in and grab the information that you need in order to be successful and upgrade your gray matter. Okay, there we go. So today we've got some first looks happening. Gold Kidney is out in Coral Springs doing their first look. Also at the same time, Humana is doing a hearing, dental, and vision supplemental training today. Both of those events are at 10 o'clock today. United Healthcare is doing a VA and TRICARE for Life training at 12. Devoted, the current Medicare Advantage landscape. We're going to talk more and more about that. That's today at 2 o'clock. Tuesday, the 23rd, you've got Aetna doing grassroots marketing at 10 o'clock. Gold Kidney is doing another first look down in South Florida. So if you're in that market, they're doing it. It looks like an ice cream shop. That's interesting. And then you've got Humana doing another grassroots training at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Also, tomorrow, you've got Devoted doing selling year round. Always good to make sure that you've got your chops for how do I sell year round, okay? Moving over to Wednesday, the 24th, our very own Al Clancy is available for a virtual coffee and chat. That means you have to bring your own coffee, or you can drink a digital one, whatever works for you. But Al's here to help you navigate the next steps in your career. If you're feeling like you've hit a plateau, if you're lost, confused, angry, upset, talk to Al. He's your guy, and he's going to be able to guide you on next steps to make sure that you're going in the right direction. We also have our contracting team available on Wednesdays at 11. So if you have questions about recertification or anything of that matter, you're good to go there. Cigna is doing their virtual office hours for Medicare at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. So you can tune into that. If you have any questions, you can join there. Also on Wednesday, you've got Devoted. They're doing their co-founder and CEO podcast. So these are really interesting. I do like these just so you can kind of get a State of the Union. They're probably not going to talk about benefits. They're just talking about what's going on with Medicare. It's good for all of us, really. Okay. Thursday, the 25th, we've got our HPM advisor meeting. It looks like it's TBA. I'm not sure where this is, but hopefully Cindy can pop in the chat where this event is hosted on 10 o'clock on Thursday. You all should get a phone call and email if you're in the Central Florida market to join that training, and we'll give you the details on what's going on right there. All right. United Healthcare, we've got Find and Engage Consumers. That's at 1 o'clock on Thursday. So there you go. And we've got our HQ training at 3 p.m. on Thursday as well. So what we're going to be talking about in the portal system is going to be very important for you, engaging on what you need to do to get ready for open enrollment. VIP Care is doing a broker meet over in Orange City. This is Volusia County. So if you're over in that market, they're doing a broker meet at a pizza and brew pub. Always a fun time. That's over by Blue Springs. So if you're in Orange City or you want to make the journey up there, that's probably a good event. Aetna's doing a Medicare one-on-one Friday at 9 o'clock. Our very own Tom Ryan is doing What About Shop? We've got some new changes and benefits rolling down for HPM Shop for our Medicare quote and enroll tool. It's really good to jump on this now. You don't want to be fumbling around technology as open enrollment begins. You want to be able to master this if you can. That's every Friday at 9:30. Tom is available to answer any questions. And then last training for the week, Devoted is doing a training about events. And events is what it's all about. So any trainings regarding events, please jump into them because you need to start building your lead sources now. You need to start building leads now. You cannot wait until October to wake up and say, hey, I'm going to do 100 apps. If you don't have any leads, that's going to be real hard for you to do. So you need to start building your lead gen now. Now is the time to do it. Okay. Chances that the meeting for the advisor meeting is at 10 o'clock on Thursday at Centerwell's office. If you've been there before, it's over in the Millennia area, and they're going to be hosting it there. So looks like it's at 4700 Millennia Boulevard in Orlando. Okay, so there it is. And again, you'll get a notification on this meeting if you're in the Central Florida market. If you're not, we're not going to bother you. So there you go. Okay, so that's a training for the week. Remember, guys, keep one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. As a reminder, these trainings are always good, but right now we need to be focusing on recertification. So as a reminder again, here is our AHIP link. Health Plan Markets has a specific AHIP link, and we have built it out for you. This helps us track when you get your AHIP done, and so we don't have to harass you. We can actually download your certifications. You don't have to send anything, and we can track who's done what. So this is really helpful. If you haven't done your AHIP yet, please use our link. We're on the hook for 200 profiles between now and next year. So if you can kindly use our link, we would appreciate that. Remember, recertifications are first and foremost. And I want to show you again from HQ how you're going to get to your recertifications. Up at the left-hand corner, you're going to go to contracting, and you're going to go down to recertification 2025. Please remember that if you are not currently contracted with one of these carriers, do not go through the recertification link. It's not going to work. You need to first do your contract. And so, for instance, if you're currently not contracted with Cigna, shame, I know your name, but you need to get contracted through Jessica or Sam first. Do not go through the recertification instructions on the recertification page if you don't have Cigna yet, okay? In order to do that, you can request a meeting with contracting or send an email over to contracting@askhpm.com. And in that example, you say, hey, I need Cigna, and they'll get you started that way. Okay, so these are for people that are currently already contracted, certified, and appointed with the carriers, and they need to recertify for plan year 2025. Okay, so our AHIP link is here. All of the carriers that have given us instructions on how to do the recertification for 2025 are listed here, and more to come. So if it's not here, it's because we haven't gotten the instructions yet. And if you see some where they have sent out instructions and it's not yet in HQ, please let us know. You can always chat with us here, or give us an email, or send us an email at support@askhpm.com. We want to make sure that you're getting your recertifications done, and we've got it collected nice and neat in one place for you, so you don't have to scroll through a zillion emails like I do. Okay, so please get that done. One of the last things I want to share with you today is both Liam and Fernando have been working on the new Medicare Advantage rates for 2025, and we want to show you that they are in HQ here. So you would go down to, on the left-hand side, commissions, MAPD rates, and they have uploaded the new rates for 2025. Now, as it stands, this is not including the CMS new rule for the $100 because they have redacted that rule because of the pending lawsuits that are happening against CMS. So this is not including that $100. And as it stands from CMS, it is business as usual for 2025. They were not going to change your HRAs, so the carriers can continue to offer HRAs at this point. There's no restrictions on that. It will look like 2024 until further notice. CMS did put out a memo last week that affirmed and confirmed that they are being sued and they are not going to move forward with the $100 admin fee, as they said, in addition to your commissions. So I want to make sure that that's clear. We did cover that on the last call. So if you want to go back on our YouTube channel and you can, listen back to that and to get some more details regarding what's going on with CMS. This is a moving target. We don't have all the answers yet, but they did officially put out the 2025 commissions for Medicare Advantage. So I want to go through that with you this morning. Okay. So first and foremost, Part D commissions. Again, this part we're going to have to take out because they just said that they're not going to do the $100 for the up and coming. But this is actually for initial and one-time enrollments, so that's going to go away. And then for Medicare Advantage, the rates have increased as well. So if you're selling in California and New Jersey, you are going to get $880 per member for the initial year, which is a 15% increase, about almost 16% increase year over year. And the renewals will go from $381 to $440. So big jump, again, another almost 16% increase. If you're selling in Connecticut, Pennsylvania, or DC, you got an increase from $689 to $805 for new to Medicare, which is almost a 17% increase. And then the renewals went from $345 to $403. We won't talk about Puerto Rico or the U.S. Virgin Islands because we're not licensed there. But for everyone else, including Florida, new to Medicare went from $611 to $726, which is an almost 19% change year over year. So you guys got a raise. Congratulations. Didn't even have to do anything. Almost a 20% raise on your check. I like that. And your renewal commissions went from 306 to 363, which includes the plan changes that may occur throughout the year. Again, that represents an almost 19% increase year over year. Now, the health plans that are savvy with the commissions will true up to what they call fair market value, and these are the fair market values for the entire country. Okay, so for instance, I believe Cigna trues up the 2025 renewal commissions. We're going to have Lisa talk about that this morning. And so not all carriers do that. So if they're truing up that, all of your current business will automatically get a raise moving into 2025. So make sure you're partnering with the right carriers so you can increase your income. So very excited there. Again, these are the 2025 plan year rates. You can find them in HQ under commissions, and you would just click MAPD rates there. So very good. We have a few things going on here. The gold key is in the chat here. Thank you, John, for that. And someone's asking, how do I get appointed to the carriers if my HQ platform is not yet ready? Just shoot an email over to contracting@askhpm.com. And I put that in the chat there too. Thanks, Bart. I appreciate that. All right. With that, we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine from the all-powerful Cigna Medicare. I'd like to reintroduce my buddy Lisa Riley, who is on the call, and she is going to give us the good, the bad, and the beautiful about Cigna Medicare this year. And she'll share with what she can. I don't know how much you can share about 2025.
Exactly.
I know you play your cards close to the chest. I get it. But thanks again for being on the call and being here, Lisa.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. Happy Monday, everyone.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty funny the way you went through your agenda, because it's very much what I'm going to be speaking about today as well.
Awesome.
So this is the time of year to go and get certified. So I will start exactly where you did as well, Justin, is if you have not done so already, please take a couple of minutes to get certified with Cigna for 2025. I just pulled some numbers over the weekend, and overall in the state of Florida, there was 141 agents that are at least contracted with us. That is through the entire state. 116 of them are certified and ready to sell. 25 of them are processing. So did want to make sure that you all knew, if you certified for us already for 2024, our certs are out. They are super easy again this year. I did mine. I tell everybody I did mine last year while I was getting my nails done. So it really took about 35 minutes, and it was very easy. So please take a minute to do that. When you go in, if you've already certified with us, there's a test out option, which will allow you to skip all of the PowerPoint and go straight to the test at the end. So take a look at it. It is not very difficult at all, and it shouldn't take you more than 45 minutes to an hour to get done. So please do that if you have a minute. One of the things that we're doing a little bit differently this year, and I'm actually going into a meeting tomorrow in Destin, where I'll be with my leadership. And then next week, my entire team will be at our national sales meeting in Colorado. And one of the things that we're going to be speaking to quite a bit is portfolio selling. So we get questions all the time about our MedSup and our other supplemental benefits. I know everyone loves our dental, vision, and hearing benefit. So we're going to actually go up there and talk about a lot of portfolio selling as we start to incorporate those other products into our portfolio on the Medicare Advantage side. So we're excited to finally be able to speak to and support our brokers on that side of the business, because we haven't until this day. So one of the things that I do want to share with you about portfolio selling, unless something changes next week, is that is a different contract. So Medicare Advantage and PDP falls under our certifications and our contract. And then all of the MedSup and all of the supplemental side of the business falls under a different writing number and a different contract. So please speak with Justin or one of the managers about that, because that is a completely different certification and everything else. So if there's any questions about that, please let me know or one of your broker managers know, and we can find out more details on that. But when we come back from Colorado, we'll be pros on all things portfolio, or enough to be dangerous, right? The last thing I wanted to share with you is really just a little bit about our kickoffs. We went really late on our kickoffs this year, just because, as I'm sure you see, it seems like every week there's a new change to the final rule or a new change to the information that we're receiving. And I didn't want to stand in front of you guys in August and talk about one thing only to turn around 3 weeks later and have to change something as a result of the information that we are getting really together on a day-to-day basis. So as you know, to Justin's point earlier, what he communicated to you a few minutes ago really just happened, and we found out about it last week. So we're getting new information on this rule. And so our kickoffs are not until September. I don't know if I can share my screen with you here. Can I?
Yeah, you should. It's going to be on the bottom, and it's got like a little TV with an arrow up top. Let me make you a host so that way it should pop up there. I don't know if you see it on the bottom.
Oh, I do. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Advantage tab, I think. No. All right. You know what? So we have the new calendar.
Mhm.
I have three screens going and it's showing all three, and two of which I
All
don't
good.
really want to share. So before I get myself into trouble, I'm going to go ahead and forward it over to you today. It should be
Yeah.
going out in an invite within the next day or so, but it is a list of all of our different kickoffs. We are
Awesome.
going to be in Orlando on September 12th. We're in Tampa at Yankee Stadium on the 11th. We're in Clearwater on the 10th. So those are kind of the three big ones that we're doing. We're also going to be in the Brevard area. We're in Ocala. We're in Daytona, in Jacksonville. We're going to have a lot of little ones and some big ones as we go into the season. So understanding that traffic isn't getting any better in the Orlando, Tampa area, so we decided to kind of switch things around a little bit and give people some additional options. So all of our meetings are on this invitation that I can forward over to you after this call, and you can just RSVP right to the meeting. So the reasoning behind all of the kind of late information this year, because that's really a month difference from what we did last year, is that we didn't know what was going on with the final rule, and we wanted to make sure that the information that we shared with you was as accurate as it possibly is. I can give you some high level changes on our benefits, with the understanding that things are expected to change. We fully expect that CMS is going to give us actually more money to kind of play around with at the last minute, which is what they did last year. And so we'll be able to make some increases to what we formally submitted to them a couple of months ago. So with that being said, I'm happy to say that our preferred savings plan, which is kind of like our big selling, our big plan, is the premiums the rebates are pretty much going to stay the same. We've made a couple of changes to some of the supplemental costs, or some of the supplemental benefits. I think the inpatient went up a teeny bit, nothing of really any significance. I was very happy that the amounts were staying the same, because I was afraid that those might be in jeopardy, but we're happy to report that they're not. Another nice thing is that our Courage plan, I don't know if you guys ever noticed that it has the $135 premium, but then it had a $20 primary care physician benefit. For whatever reason, I haven't seen a primary care copayment on a plan in Florida in a very, very long time, but it went to zero. So we made a $2 change on the premium to get the $20 copayment removed. So that's kind of a big deal. I'm talking to you about benefits I probably shouldn't be speaking to you about, but all in all, with what we were kind of expecting this year was going to look like, I think I'm very happy with what we're rolling out with. Premiums are staying the same on the preferred. There's a couple of changes on benefits, nothing really of any significance. And come out to the rollout, and we'll tell you all about it. So please mark your calendars as soon as you get this invite, because we'd love to have you. Other than that, the kickoffs, the portfolio, and getting certified. The last thing I wanted to share with you, and Justin, I will send you this update as well, is that we've got all sorts of transition on our team right now. So Diana Castellanos, who I'm sure you all know very well, is having a baby. If you've seen her in the last couple of months, you'll know that she probably could have had him a month ago and she would have been very happy. But she's due to deliver in one short week. So she is officially on leave and will be coming back in October. We have hired somebody to replace Ronald Landires. As you know, he's gone off to go work for another carrier, or for an agency. And so we've hired a gentleman by the name of Ken Villegas. He comes from Care Plus. He was an agent and a President's Cup winner for 9 or 10 years with them. And he lives in Polk County and is now a member of our team. And then we have Matt Berg on the call with us today. Matt is actually on his way to a meeting, so I don't know if he's still on. But Matt Berg, who came to us from 11 years at Humana, where he was the broker manager in the Texas market, is back in Tampa, where he was an agent, and is doing great and wonderful things for us in Tampa. So we've got Matt in the Tampa market now. We've got Ken doing Polk and Osceola. We've got Diana on leave. And then I've also asked Randy Beck to join us, who I know a lot of you already know. Randy is our broker manager up in Seminole. He does the top portion of the villages, and then he does Volusia and Brevard for us. And he's on the call. I asked him to join us because he also will be supporting Diana in her absence. So I'm going to send you a new list of all of the contact. If you would please share with your brokers and your managers.
Absolutely.
And just understand we're and Beth is retiring. So Beth Torrey, who runs our Jacksonville market, will be retiring after 5 years with the company, and going and playing a lot of pickleball and enjoying her retirement. So we're super happy for her, but everyone's transitioning in Florida. So here we are. I'll send you the updated list so that you have everyone's contact information. So, and you can always reach me. So that's really all I have for you guys today. What I'm really hoping to get out of this meeting today is that you click onto the test out option and you get certified for 2025, and then join us at our kickoff so that you can see what we have to offer for next year as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Hold that thought there, Lisa. I'm not going to let you go so easy. That was amazing. Thank you very much for all of that. I have to say, you're like Jake Paul. You are rolling with these punches like a champion with all of your transitions of people that are coming and going. And man, you're a champ, because that's hard to do. So yes, so Sergio's requesting, that list so we can share it with the team. So thank you for that. We'll make sure that we get that out to everyone on the call, so you have contact information to not only Lisa, but to her entire team, as she continues to, get everybody settled in for AEP. We talked a little bit about commissions. Are you guys still going to do the true up of the fair market value?
Yes.
Awesome.
I actually I confirmed that while you were saying it with Elizabeth, because I wanted to make sure that nothing had changed. So yes.
Outstanding. So what that means, guys, is that your current Cigna business, your book of business with Cigna Medicare, will automatically get a raise on January 1st, 2025. Okay. And they will be paying at the renewal rate for 2025. Now, remember, not all carriers are doing this. So please keep that in mind as you're building your book of business. If you want to max out your income, or at least, have a healthy income, Cigna is one of those plans that will true up your renewal commissions and will give you, again, a 19% raise just on your current book of business for doing nothing. So happy to share that. And your sentiment on, what's happening in the market. We're seeing that, the market leader may be recoiling on benefits. We're hearing a lot of carriers leaving the business. We're seeing carriers, exit certain markets. And you've been in this business for a minute. What are your thoughts? Sitting where you're at with Cigna, you mentioned you're happy, but knowing what's going on in the market, how do you feel about Cigna going into 2025? Is this a plan that agents are like, hey, you really, taking off your Cigna hat and looking from the outside into Cigna? What, if you were a broker on this call, what would you say to these guys?
So that's fantastic, Justin. Thank you. I think this is going to be a year of a lot of transition for all carriers. everyone, we all have the same amount of money going into these, into the new year, and it's less than it was in years prior, right? So you're going to see a couple of different changes. I think there's, for us, it's going to be like a little bit of transportation. Hospital inpatient's going to increase a little bit. Those types of things, nothing significant.
Right.
I think I'm trying to think of what else that I can kind of off the cuff. Our dental benefit's going to remain obviously as it is, which is great because we still have the allowance that allows you to go to the dentist of your choice, and that's really a big deal for us. And so we're keeping that as it is. But everyone's got to make some changes, and so you're going to see. I mean, I'm hearing about them too, right? Some markets are just, they're leaving altogether. So that is not, unfortunately, I was happy to see where our changes were. So that's really as much as I can say. I tried getting on Friday some information from our product team. And because CMS hasn't come back with anything yet, they are, they're not giving me any more information. But so I don't know that I answered your question. Did I answer your question?
You did. I mean, really, it's just about stability, guys. We're going to go through a volatile season with Medicare Advantage. And the key, really, and I've been stressing this, is building solid relationships with your clients. You need to be calling them now. You need to have conversations with them now. If you can, go see them now. Don't go see them in October. In October is when you're sitting in your pajamas crushing apps over the phone because you got 6 weeks to do it. Do not waste your time driving around, okay? You need to be doing everything remotely. This is the time of year that you can go and have a coffee and spend all day, talking about the cats and the kids, Right now, that's fine. But in open enrollment, absolutely not. You have to turn and burn, and then in January you can turn back around and say, hey, sorry I was so short with you in October, November, December. It was busy season, but let's go have that coffee. Let's sit on your front porch. Let's spend 45 minutes together and build that relationship one by one by one. If you're not talking to your clients right now, it's going to be a hard season for you.
And Justin, we have heard time and time again over the course of the last couple of years, oh, I'm going to stay with what I have because it's not broken, right? Mm-hmm, this is the year. This is the year where you're going to see more transition from everyone. Everyone is going to shop this year because the Inflation Act is going to cause their PDP or their Part D plans to increase their rates. Their formularies are going to change as a result. You can't go from 8,000 to 2,000 and expect that nothing is gonna change on the plan. So that those folks are going to be shopping. It is a year where you see it yourself. There's going to be plans that are going to be changing. There's going to be plans that are going to have a lot more significant change than what we're expecting. We've always been slow and steady wins the race, so our changes are going to be pretty insignificant. But everyone else's are going to change as well, and some will be more significant than others. You've got the 2 biggest weeks of the year are the week after Thanksgiving and the last week of the year, and this year it's the same week. So you're going to have the Thanksgiving holiday, and then you're going to have 1 week to do that. So one of the things, and we'll talk to Sergio and you about it. One of the things that we want to put into place is maybe doing member meetings where we can kind of host meetings from the 1st to the 14th to get people in front of as many of their members as possible to kind of talk about their changes so that they don't lose what they have and so that they can bring, a friend and give them additional opportunity. So just trying to do whatever it is we can to support our brokers and our broker partners so that we can make it as easy as possible for them to make the transition to a new plan.
I love that. And yeah, no, absolutely. And, and we're not here to scare you guys. We're here to prepare you guys, not to scare, but to prepare. And Ramilda just put it in the chat. Normally 5 to 15% of seniors are shopping for a plan in open enrollment. This year, it's anticipated that over 80% of Medicare beneficiaries are going to be shopping for a plan. That means 80% of your book is going to be calling you.
Yep.
That's a huge difference from last year. Huge difference. So if you're having these conversations now, early and often, it's going to be less friction moving in open enrollment. And if you ignore them, your phone's going to explode in October and you're not going to know what to do. And so we really want to prepare you. We don't want to scare you. We want to prepare you. So when you go into October, you're ready. Your mindset knows that, like, hey, 4 out of 5 of my members are going to be shopping. Doesn't mean they're going to change. These are shopping. They're going to be out there asking you questions like, hey, am I really on the right plan? Versus what Lisa was saying is, hey, it's not broken. I'm just going to keep it. The other thing is that other 20%, I feel those people are not going to do anything. And then in January, when they get their benefits, they're going to be calling you. So I think it's also going to be a very busy open enrollment from January 1st to March 31st. So no vacations until April is what I'm saying. Just be prepared mentally that this is going to be a really transient season. So again, placing your faith in a company like Cigna that's been around, that has Medicare Advantage, somewhat figured out, and they've got a solid book of business. And what Lisa's saying is that she's not seeing any red flags from the company right now, that they're staying the course, whereas other companies are either exiting, leaving, or pulling back heavy on benefits. So make sure you're mindful of where you're putting your business, because you don't want to have to go chase it in October again. So with that, I know we went a little bit over time. I have one last question for you, because I like to pick on you, Lisa, just a little bit. You are a very, very successful agent, and I know your career has exploded, and you've been very successful. But looking back on your days, if you were an agent today, is there anything that you would recommend if you were in these guys' shoes today, knowing what you know, the experience that you've had as an agent, and then going into a really weird season here? Is there anything that you would recommend to these guys, either for lead gen or preparation or anything like that?
That's actually a great question. I agree with everything that you've put out there today. Is if you haven't started communicating with your team or with your clients, start today, because you want to make sure that they remember that you are the person that they need to go to as their subject matter expert. So get in front of them early. I would highly recommend, if you have big books of business, that you do member meetings in locations where you can speak to the masses. I expect that folks that have retail locations are going to be very busy, because people have a tendency of going to retail when when they're out and about. So just get in front of them, because if not, they'll get in front of someone else. And
Amen.
it's going to be a little chaotic, is what I expect. I also would recommend putting yourself in a position where you are in one place and they're coming to you during the last week of the year. I believe, Sergio, if you're still on the phone, you and I spoke about resource centers, because you've got such a short period of time where people are going to do a lot of shopping in that last week. And putting yourself in one place where they can come to you, or you're just on the telephone, whatever you prefer, is going to be better than you running around town picking up, information and picking up applications. So those are the two things. Medicare resource centers is at the top of my list. Resource centers at the end is second. And if you haven't started calling, if you don't start today, you'll be late, is essentially it.
Awesome. Efficiency. And John put something in the chat here. Spend the time now to prepare for what's to come. And I'm going to leave you with the quote that he left in the chat, which I think is amazing. This is from Abraham Lincoln. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Think about that. That's preparation. I love that, John. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. With that, thank you all for being on the call. Lisa, thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
Your insight is always massively valuable to us as an organization and to everyone on this call. So thank you for being on this call. And we'll share all of that information with you guys that Lisa's going to bubble up to Sergio. We'll get it out to you as far as contact information on her team. So with that, I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Go out there and help our seniors connect with quality healthcare, because that's what we do. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks, Lisa.
Bye. Thank you.